take a deep breath and you walk through the doors. It's the morning of your very first day.
Hi guys, Niki here. So for today's video, I'm doing a Niki Knows video, which is long overdue because I have not done a Niki Knows video since my first one, like 3 or 4 months ago. So for those of you who are new to my channel and don't know what Niki Knows is, it's basically like where I give you advice. So my last Niki Knows was Niki Knows Boys, and I'll insert like a little thing to that here. You guys can watch it. It'll also be in the description down below. But basically, I give you advice on certain topics. One of my most requested videos since I started a new school was to do a video on starting new schools. And I know this might seem a bit hypocritical because I'm actually going back to my old school, and if you guys want to hear about that, I'm going to make a video eventually, an update video, if I move again, because I am going back to my old school. But nonetheless, I did learn a lot going to a new school, and I know it's really nerve-wracking for some people when you're about to start your first day. And now that the school year is ending, and if you're going to be going to a new school tomorrow, if you're going to be going to a new school next year, I know it can be extremely nerve-wracking and you don't know what to expect. So that is why I have a video for you guys today on new schools. This is going to be a little bit different from my last Niki Knows. My last one, you guys sent in questions, and this one I'm just going to be giving you tips and advice. So I'm just going to tell you guys like my personal experience and a couple tips I have. I know the number one thing I was super nervous about when I started in my new school was who I'm going to sit with at lunch. Now this might seem like a very stupid problem, but it is really nerve-wracking when you don't know anyone in your school, like who you're going to be sitting with at lunch. You don't want to sit alone. So for me, when I started my new school, I was going from private school to public school, and I had never been to public school before. So we had a half-a-day intro, basically, where we all went to homeroom, and that was basically what really helped me because I went into my homeroom, I didn't know anyone. It was hard for me to find the room because this school, I got lost a lot, but you know, when you like walk halfway down the hall, you do that like, oh, I'm going the wrong direction, pretend someone texted you to go the other way, you feel. In my homeroom, I had a girl come up to me, and she was like, oh, are you new? And a couple of kids actually came up to me and asked me if I was new, but one person was like, oh, do you want to sit with me and my friends at lunch? I will guarantee you right now that if you are starting a new school on the first day, someone will come up to you and ask you if you want to sit with them at lunch. And obviously I can't guarantee it, but I watched a bunch of videos on this myself when I was starting a new school, and they all said someone's gonna come up to you. I'm like, no, no one's gonna come up to me, nobody knows me. And someone did. I'm telling you guys, if that's what you're nervous about, someone will come up to you and ask you, say, hi, are you new? Do you want to sit with me at lunch? I promise you that will happen. I can assure you that. And then a couple kids in that class actually helped me figure out where my next classes were, and I actually couldn't find the lunchroom at lunch, so I couldn't go sit with my friends. I didn't have any of the kids' numbers that were going to be sitting at that table with me. So on the second day of school, this was after that little half day we had like a little break for a little bit, and then on the second day of school, I couldn't find it anywhere, so I decided to knock on some random teacher's door and say, hi, do you know where the lunchroom is? Now for me, that was super nerve-wracking because I'm a super shy kid and I didn't want to ask anybody, but I was lost. I was walking around the school in circles. I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to ask where the cafeteria is, and I did, and I walked in, I looked around, I saw the girl that asked me if I wanted to sit with her, and that's how I met all the friends. In the beginning, some of the friends were kind of quiet and like not really, because they're not, I guess in public school, like when I went to private school, everyone was coming from different places and nobody really knew each other, but these are all kids that grew up with each other, so I'm just that new girl. They were a little bit quiet, but eventually everyone warmed up to me and I started making some really good friends. And in my classes, I'm a very quiet kid. It really depends who you are as a kid. Like, if you're very outgoing and you talk to a lot of people, I'm very quiet and secluded, it happens to be. So in the beginning, I was really quiet. I walked around quietly, didn't really get involved with many people in the class, but after a while I did, and then some of those kids started introducing me to their friends, and I started making more and more friends. Another thing is, guys, don't be scared if on the first day you have a free class and you have to sit down in the library by yourself and do work, or maybe not the first day, but you know what I mean, like, oh, that just scared me. For me, I was like, I don't want to be sitting alone, like, I wasn't very independent before I started school, but I had work to do, and for me, it was really scary. I didn't want people to like look at me funny, like that kid sitting all by herself. It's completely normal, guys. Just go into that library if you have nowhere to go, sit and do your work. And honestly, I just helped me do a lot of work until I started making more and more friends that had free periods with me. And that's actually how I did meet some kids. And I'm not like open to going up to people because I'm very quiet, but so many people are going to come up to you and say, are you that new girl? Or new kid if you're a boy. I don't know who watches my videos. But it's kind of an advantage if all these people went to school with each other, because then you are the new kid and people are going to want to get to know you more and more. The first month is nerve-wracking. The first day is probably the scariest thing. I remember telling my mom, no, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. And I'm going into like 10th grade and I'm like, Mom, I don't want to go, let me stay home. You know, like a little kindergartner. But like, it's really nerve-wracking, but I'm telling you guys, it's so much less scary than you think. Just go in there with your head held high And I promise you, people will come up to you and try to be your friend. And I know that's not really what school's about, like making friends, but obviously it's a really big part to schools. So that's it for my Niki Knows new schools. If you like these Niki Knows videos, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you would like to have advice on next. And if you have any questions, you can send them to me on Twitter or Tumblr, or you can't send them to me on Instagram, but you can look at my Instagram and follow me while you're there. And I really hope this just helped some of you out because I know how scary it can be, and I just want to tell you guys that it will be okay. So other than that, if you guys have any other questions, comments, or requests, you can let me know in that comment section that's down below. It looks like I'm pointing at me. Down below. Down there. 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 Oh, and also make sure to check out my social media, which will be linked down below, and it'll say what they are on my outro card. So I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!